So what is the best training split for building muscle? Now guys, look, I've been training for over 20 years and I have tried them all. And the one that I'm about to share with you today is by far, in my opinion, the best split out there and the one that's the most effective. So I'm about to enter a new training phase and I'm about to write my own program. Now, what I'm going to do is share that program with you. And what we're going to do is dive into my coaching app that I use for my private clients. I'm going to add myself as a client and then we're going to build the program out together and we're going to structure it in a way so that I explain to you why it is that I put things in certain places and why the structure of the program looks how it does. So what we're going to do, let's go to the computer, load up the screen, and then let's take it from there. Right guys, so we're inside the coaching app. So let's build this program out together. So we're going to do a 13-week program. So starting on Monday, the 19th of August, running for 13 weeks. And then that means we're going to finish this program on the 17th of November. Now, I'll explain to you why I think 13 weeks is a good length of time once we start building it. So it's going to be a 5-way split, and these are the sessions that we're going to be working on. So we're going to have 2 leg sessions. One's going to be a glutes and hamstring focus, and the other one's going to be a quad focus. And then we're going to have a pull session, which is back and biceps. We're going to have a push session, which is chest, shoulders, and triceps. And then an upper body session, which hits all of the upper body muscles, which is basically chest, shoulders, back, and arms. So this is going to be the 5-way split. And I'll explain why and in what order we're going to structure these sessions. So let's go into the calendar and actually start building it out. Now, before we start, the reason that I've chosen 13 weeks is as follows. What I find works really well, and this is now also backed by new research, is that before people would kind of take a deload week every 10 to 12 weeks, but now it's actually shown that it's probably better to deload a bit more frequently. So what I'm going to do in this plan, and what has worked really well for me and my clients in the past, is doing a 6-week straight up plan, a block, have a deload, and then doing another 6 weeks. So then that works out a total of 13 weeks. So let's actually start building this together so you can see what that looks like. So on Monday, now because I'm going to be resting on Wednesdays and Sundays, I always like to hit Mondays on legs because it should be fairly rested, and legs is obviously one of the hardest sessions. So we're going to go to here and we're going to start by doing legs, glutes and hamstrings, also known as legs posterior. Okay, we're going to run this for basically every Monday. And we're going to run this for the next 5 weeks. Apply, add. Cool. Legs on Monday. Now, because we're doing posterior lower body, then for the next session, I want to do anterior, which means front, upper body. So that means push. So we're going to go to workout here, and we're going to select push, which is chest, shoulders, and triceps. I'm going to then run this for every Tuesday for another 5 weeks. Apply, add. Cool, push. So Wednesdays, we're now going to do pull, right? Which makes sense. So back and biceps every Wednesday for the next 5 weeks. Apply, add. Now, this is where it gets a bit interesting. From my experience, if I was to do legs again here, it would be a very, very weak session because 3 days of back-to-back weights, my body is really starting to feel fatigued. So if I have tried this in the past, but if I do a leg session here or any other session, it's normally not very good. So I always like to suggest every 3 or 4 days of weights back to back, you need a rest day. You know, I've tried training Monday to Friday, and the last 2 days, even if I was in a calorie surplus, are no good. Your body just needs to recover. Remember, you grow when you recover. So Wednesdays is going to be a rest. And because you're rested, you come back strong on Thursday, And then this is going to be the second leg session, which is going to be legs anterior, which is going to be quads. Legs quads. We're going to run this for 5 weeks on a Thursday. Repeat for 5 weeks. Damn, I've done this wrong. No, Thursday was meant to be rest. Sorry. Let's just move this across like that. My bad. And then this one can go. Right, sorry. Thursday rest, Friday legs, and then Saturday full upper body again. And let me explain why this order in a second. So let's go full upper body, repeat Saturday for 5 weeks. Excellent. Cool. So, and then rest on Sundays. Now, let me tell you why I think this is the best training split in the world. Not only does research now suggest that it's better to train each body part multiple times a week, but from experience, I also find that to be true. So I think a very popular training split used to be something like chest and triceps on a Monday, and then back and biceps, and then shoulders and abs, or legs, and then you wouldn't hit chest until the next Monday. So it used to be something like legs on Monday, chest on Monday, legs on Tuesday, and then it used to be back and biceps, and then shoulders and abs, and then legs again, and then you'd rest these 2 days, for example, right? Or arms on Saturday. Now, I personally find that if I was to do just 1 day of chest, by the time I've done 3 exercises and I've done more than 9 working sets, my chest would just be rubbish. It would just not be lifting any sort of weight, and it will be poor performance. So I think if you were to split the same volume of chest on, for example, 9 working sets on a Tuesday and 9 working sets on or even less, or 6 working sets on a Saturday, you're still doing the same volume each week. However, if you were to do all of that volume on 1 day, you would not push as much weight as if you split the volume along 2 days. So this is why this split works really well, because you're hitting legs here, you're hitting chest, shoulders and triceps, back and biceps, you're resting, you're hitting legs again, second lot of legs, but more of a quad focus. And then this session, you're doing a little bit of this and a little bit of that as well. And then you're resting and then repeat. This works really, really well. Now look, I want to keep this video quite short, so I'm not going to go into exactly what exercises I'm going to do within each one of these sessions. However, if you guys want that information and you found this to be quite valuable, or you find this interesting, let me know in the comments and I will put a video together so that if you guys are interested. So just add it in the comments, and then I will make a more detailed video on how many reps and sets I would program for this, so on and so forth. All right, so let me know, guys. So anyway, this is 5 weeks. Then what I would do here, on week 6 here, I would deload. Now, what does that deload mean halfway through a program? So I would still exercise on these days, the same days. However, I would do half the load, or maybe not half, but maybe like 30 or 40% less. So we're just kind of letting our joints recover a little bit. We're just desensitizing the muscles a little bit. And we're just then, when we start then here again, we're going to feel a lot stronger. It's almost like taking 1 step backwards, then take 2 forwards. So this will be the deload week. I might even up the calories slightly. And then starting the 30th, we'd go again. We would do legs, same as before. Hamstrings, run that every Monday for 5 weeks. I would do push on here. So you start to see how this repeats Tuesday for 5 weeks. And then do pull. where are we? Pull here, repeat for 5 weeks. Right, just 2 more to go. So rest on Thursday, Friday, legs, quads. Repeat for 5 weeks. Now I totally know that not everyone can commit to 5 days a week, but this is just what I do and what works really well for me. And then upper body here. Repeat Saturday for 5 weeks. Cool. So then that runs us all the way to basically the 2nd of November. What I would do then is deload for another week here, but maybe do a little bit less weight, and then a new program would then start on the 11th. So this would be deload week here, and then I'll start a new program on here. But this split works really, really well because you've got 2 rest days. You are working every single body part twice. And from my experience, this is what works the best if someone wants to build muscle, and this is a good hypertrophy program. So you can play around with these sessions a little bit. You could do, for example, legs on Tuesday and push on here. That's not really important, but I think what works well is having the gap between resting here and then legs. So basically, I always like to train legs after a rest day because it is the hardest session. And I think once you've had a rest day and you hit legs, that works really, really well. And again, guys, I've tried it all. I've tried the old school bodybuilding, 2 leg sessions or 1 leg session, and then triceps, back, shoulders, arms. But this, for me, doing this since I was 17 years old, over 20 years, this works really, really well. So again, I don't want this video to be super long and complicated. If you guys want more information about the exact rep ranges, the amounts of sets, how I would progressively overload this, I don't know how detailed and how deep you want to go into this. Let me know in the comments, but this is basically how I run my training program, and it gives me really good results. I feel rested, I feel strong, I have good energy. But if you guys want more details, just let me know in the comments and I'll put together another video. But guys, as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.